Hello everyone, myself Pranay Sarkar and you are watching ChemPro YouTube channel. Please watch the complete video and don't skip. I promise you will get extra and learn the topic like never before. Today our topic is Corey-Fuchs reaction. Then let's start. Corey-Fuchs reaction. This is a very important reaction for CSI NET and GATE examination, and we will discuss the reaction along with the modification of this reaction, and the modification of this reaction is very important for the exam purpose. So it is a two-step reaction to convert the aldehydes into terminal alkenes. Okay, in the first step the aldehyde is converted into 1,1-dibromoalkene with these reagents, and in second step the 1,1-dibromoalkene is converted into the terminal alkynes. Okay, and this terminal alkyne is our desired product. So let's check the mechanism first. At first the PPH3, that is the potent nucleophile, attack the bromine and make it a anion. So let me first introduce that there is two electrophilic center, okay, this bromine and the carbon, but this PPH3 is a bulky group and it will attack the bromine ion because of the bulkiness of the 4 bromine ion and the bulkiness of PPH3. Okay, and this PPH3 is a very potent nucleophile because P has the 3p orbital and the carbon of the pH has 2p orbital. So the PPH3 is a very potent nucleophile and it take the bromine ion and make this tetrabromomethane into tribromomethyl anion and makes itself bromotriphenyl phosphonium cation. And this is very important that this carbon ion, that is tribromomethyl anion, is very stable anion, carbon ion, because of the -I inductive effect or -I effect of the bromine, and this is the driving force of the formation of this carbon ion. Then this negative charge will attack the P positive center and make this type of compound, and the second equivalent of PPH3, will attack this bromine ion, this bromine, and make this as a ylide. Okay, this is a ylide. So this part of the reaction is just like the Wittig reaction. Okay, this is a nothing but like the Wittig reaction, and then this ylide will react with the given aldehyde, okay, and makes a phosphetane intermediate. This is a phosphetane intermediate, okay, just like Wittig reaction, and then these bonds will break like just like this, because the P double bond O is very stable bond. Okay, and this is the driving force of this mechanism. Then it will form this compound, and then after using the N-butyl lithium, this is a metal exchange reaction, and one bromine will be exchanged with the lithium, and the lithiated intermediate will undergo alpha elimination like this, and makes a vinylidene carbene. Okay, makes a vinylidene carbene, and after that it will undergo the 1,2 hydride migration to form the desired product, that is the terminal alkyne. Okay, so let's check the first example. So in this is a big compound, but we have to just look at the aldehyde part. So this is the aldehyde part, and after the reaction, this aldehyde part will be converted into the terminal alkyne, that is this is our desired product. Okay, next example is this. So we have to look only the aldehyde part, and this aldehyde part will be converted into a terminal alkyne like this. Okay, next, if there is two aldehyde group in the reactant, so this is very easy that the both aldehyde group will just converted into the desired terminal alkyne. Okay, two aldehyde part or group will be converted into terminal alkyne, and this is also a dialdehyde, and this reactant will also be converted into terminal alkyne. The both aldehyde will be converted into terminal alkyne. Now the modification of Corey-Fuchs reaction. In the place of CBr4, that is tetrabromomethane, we can use just the bromoforms. Okay. Next is to increase the yield of the 1,1-dibromoalkene, we can just use the zinc dust with the PPH3. In this step, we can use zinc dust along with the PPH3 and CBr4 or tetrabromomethane or bromoform. Then we can just use two equivalent or more than two equivalent of base, that is here the N-butyl lithium or as you wish. So we can just use more than two equivalent of the base, and then can add the electrophile of our choice. Okay, of our choice. So this is the reaction. Here this is the 1,1-dibromoalkene, and we can just use the more than two equivalent of the base, and if we use an electrophile, then in the product there is a electrophile, the desired electrophile in the place of the hydrogen in the product. Okay, so let's check the mechanism first. Here is the 1,1-dibromo alkene, and after the first equivalent of the base, that is N-butyl lithium, there will be a lithiation, okay, or metal exchange reaction. So after metal exchange reaction, this will be the product. As the first mechanism of the Corey-Fuchs reaction, that there is a alpha elimination, and after forming a vinylidene carbene and 1,2 hydride migration, the product will be this. Okay, the product will be this. And after the second equivalent of the N-butyl lithium, there is also a metal exchange reaction. The hydride or the hydrogen will be exchanged with the lithium plus ion, and after the using of electrophile, we can just have the electrophile in the space of in the place of hydrogen. So let me first say one thing, that here the bromine is with the sp2 carbon. Okay, this is a sp2 carbon, and in N-butyl lithium, that is this, in the N-butyl lithium, this lithium plus ion is with the sp3 carbon. Okay, so the negative charged, after lithiation, the negative charge is on the sp2 carbon here. So having the greater S character, the negative charge is very stable on the this sp2 carbon and not in the sp3 carbon. Here the negative charge is not just stable but having more s character in the sp2 carbon. The negative charge is very stable than the sp3 carbon. Okay, and after this the negative charge here in the sp carbon. Okay, so it is more stable than the sp2 one. So this type of reaction will undergo, and this negative charge will attack this electrophile and makes the product. Okay, so let's check the example. Here the example, and we have to just look at the aldehyde part. This is the aldehyde part, and after these reagent, we can just have the desired product. So here the electrophile is COOMe plus, and Cl minus is here the ion. So we have the electrophile COOMe plus, and we can have the COOMe at the terminal alkyne or in the product. And second example is this. So this is a 1,1 dibromoalkene, 1,1 dibromoalkyl already, and after using the N-butyl lithium, that is more than 2 equivalent, and after having the I2, that is I plus is the electrophile here, I plus is the electrophile here, and we can have this product. Okay, that is I in the place of hydrogen into the terminal alkyne. So this is the product. And the next example is this, and this is a aldehyde. Okay, this is a aldehyde. So from this we can get the terminal lithiated alkyne. Okay, the terminal lithiated alkyne like this. Okay, and the negative charge on the sp carbon will attack this aldehyde and makes the aldehyde as alcohol. Okay, and because this bulky group is on the above the plane, so the alcohol in the product will be at below the plane. Okay, next example is this. So here this is the aldehyde part, and we have to look into the what, the electrophile part. So here electrophile is the methyl, Me plus I minus. So methyl is the electrophile, and we just have the methyl in the place of hydrogen in this terminal alkyne. So this is the desired product. Okay, and if we have the CO2 as our electrophile, as our electrophile, so we can just have the carboxylic acid in the place of hydrogen of the terminal alkyne. So this alkyne negative will attack the CO2, that is like this. Okay, attack like this and making it O negative. So after using the water or H3O plus or H3O plus, we can just have the COOH. Okay, this R group is this part of the molecule, or the reactant is this R group, and this negative will attack the carbon of the carbon dioxide and make one double bond O to O negative. Okay, O negative, and this O negative will take up one proton from the water or the H plus ion. Okay, this is water, and this negative will take one proton from the water and makes the desired product, that is carboxylic acid. So This is very important, and in several times in NET exam, this type of reaction is directly asked. Okay, so thank you. Thanks for watching the complete video. If you really enjoyed, please like the video and subscribe the channel to motivate me, and hit the bell icon to get all the notifications. And if you have any suggestion or query, please comment down below.